Welcome everyone. Let's begin our lesson for today by going over the learning goals and success criteria. First, what are we learning? Learning how to perform translation movements on geometric figures, reflection movements on geometric figures, and rotation movements on geometric figures. How are we learning it? Through the Rigid Transformations Part 1 notes, the Rigid Transformations Part 1 assignment, and the Flip It and Reverse It assignment. When can we use this information? To determine whether furniture will fit in areas of your house if you move them, to understand why mirrors invert the appearance of things by switching the left and the right, and to set the time on a non-digital clock. How do you know you learned it? By getting a score of 4 on the Rigid Transformations Part 1 assignment and a 4 on the Flip It and Reverse It assignment. Now let's take a look at our agenda for today. We will begin by going over the learning goals and success criteria. While we do that, you'll fill out your Get It Started. Once you've completed your Get It Started, we'll go over it together and answer any questions that you may have. After that, we'll go over the Rigid Transformations Part 1 notes, and then I'll give you time to complete the Rigid Transformations Part 1 assignment on IXL. Now, if you've already completed this IXL and got a SMART score of 80, you'll move on and work on the Flip It and Reverse It assignment on Desmos. At the end of class, we'll go back over our learning goals and success criteria while you fill out your Before You Go. Your only homework for tonight is continue working on the Transformation Study Guide and any incomplete assignments that you may have.
Let's talk now about how to sign in to Desmos to complete your work. So what we're going to do is you're going to click on the link to go to the assignment, and it should take you to a page that looks kind of like this. And right here where it says sign in with Google, we're going to click there. And it's going to pop up with our email accounts. You're going to click on your school email account, and it should already have you logged in because you should have already been logged in using Google Classroom. From there, I'm just going to click Start the Activity, and it will take me into the assignment and allow me to begin. So that's how you will log in to Desmos using Google.
Let's take a look now at the Flip It and Reverse It assignment. The assignment begins with the learning goals and success criteria. If we scroll down, there's a link here to take you to the Desmos activity. Go ahead and click on that link, and it should take you to a page that looks like this. We'll go ahead and click Start the Activity. The assignment begins with the learning goals and success criteria. We'll go ahead and click Next. There's an introduction video here for you to watch, so go ahead and watch that video now. Assignment overview. In this assignment, we're setting up our new house. We want to maintain balance and symmetry in the house, so we are using transformations to ensure that everything matches up correctly. We will be setting up furniture and decorations on the wall. So we'll go ahead and click Next. Now for this first one, it says that we want to take all of these pieces of furniture. So the movers brought all the furniture in and just left them in the living room. We want all of these along the back wall. So the first thing we're going to do is draw in where they're going to be. So let's say we take the chair and we want to make it right here in the corner. So we make sure it's the same size as the original. So we just kind of draw in our points. Then we'll use our little connector tool to connect the dots. So there's my chair. Now, we're going to find where it asks about the chair, which is here. It says, what translation did we use? Well, we can see that we moved to the left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my x was -6. And my y was up 1, 2. So that was our function. We can hit check it. And notice it now shows us where that would be, and it's right where we graphed it. So that looks good. Now we do the couch and the end table and so on. So you're going to draw them in and then state the translation that you did. So what was your change in X? What was your change in Y? And each time you can hit check it and see where they ended up on the back wall to make sure that you did it correctly. Then we'll click Next. Now for this one, we're going to take each of these picture frames and reflect them over this mirror. So it says, what reflection function did you use to move the photographs? Well, we should notice that our line of reflection is right here, right down the middle of the mirror, and we can see that there's a number here, and that's x equals 8. So that would be our line of reflection. So x equals 8 is our line of reflection. We hit Submit. We check it. And we can see where they should end up. First, though, you need to draw all these in. So I'm going to take my red, change it to red, and I'm going to reflect this over that line. So this point is 1, 2, 3, 4 away from here. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4 away from here. And when I draw it in, it should look like this. So there's my picture, and it should be exactly the same distance on both sides. You'll do the same thing with these two frames. And you'll check your work at the bottom and see where they should have ended up. Then we'll click Next. Now here we're given a clock. And it says that it's 12:15, but the actual time is 12:45. So how far do we need to rotate this to get it to be 12:45? Well, we can see we need to rotate it 1, 2 boxes. So we call that 180 degrees. So we need 180 degrees, and we want it to be clockwise. It says we set the clock for 12:45, but we forgot that it's actually daylight savings, and we need to fall back an hour. So that means we're going backwards an hour. So how far do we rotate it? Well, we know that to go all the way around one full time is 360 degrees, and that is counterclockwise because we're going backwards. And then we hit Submit. We check it. We can see what the hands are supposed to look like and see that. Then we'll go ahead and click Next. There's a closing video for you to watch. It says, congratulations, your house is now set up and looking right. Just make sure you take good care of it now and don't be like Chip in this video. So go ahead and watch that video now.
You did it. But the wall is still up, my friend.
Well, that's because I wanted you to come in here. We're going to have a karate kicking contest, me versus you straight up. I wanted to have a little idea as to how high she could kick exactly. And so really I was kind of almost thinking about like where would my head be in relation to her kick.
Okay, ready?
Nice. Mama.
Help!
Mama. Are you okay, Joey?
Ow,
Are you
my
okay?
ribs.
In her defense, she didn't have her karate pants on. You know, these things were a bit stretchy.
You're a little bit restricting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Skinny jeans.
So she shot up a kick that I thought I probably could have beaten, but I was thinking about the idea of like just blowing up through the wall like Chuck Norris style.
Or Tommy Boy. I would say more like Tommy Boy bit.
You ready? You got everything figured out? A flying ninja.
Don't be stupid.
Shh, shh.
Chip,
I'm mostly okay.
did you just break your stupid arm?
Oh, shoot. How awesome was that, baby?
Did you just hurt yourself?
I'm totally okay, babe.
I really thought he broke his arm or his shoulder or something.
Baby, it'd take a lot more sheetrock to break this beast.
Baby, that was awesome.
Did you see that?
You should be a stunt double.
Babe, I blew through that like it was nothing.
Chip,
I feel
you
like...
hurt yourself somewhere. I can tell by the way you landed like a big old whale.
Tell me that wasn't freaking awesome.
I'm proud of you. I don't want to do that game anymore.
Man, that did kind of hurt. I'm gonna feel that one in the morning.
But he came out looking like a stud. I was very proud of him, and he took out the wall, so good for you, big boy.
And then when you're done, you'll go back to your Google form and click Next. This will take you to your Before You Go. Go ahead and fill out your Before You Go and then submit your work on Google Classroom.